Ready? Hi, this is Mary, and I am doing a series of videos for my daughters on how to make some things that I may have deleted some instructions on, believe it or not. I have a tendency to write out my recipes just as a list of ingredients and kind of forget to say what you do with it after that. And since I may not be around forever, we decided to go ahead and do some videos. And one of the things I actually don't have to need a recipe for because it's in here is the jelly, but jelly making, if you've ever done it, it's important to know the boil stages. So we will be taking a picture of that so that that's kind of there for them. But I use Sure Gel, and you can use whatever pectin you want. I do make modifications. I chop my fruit, not till it's pulverized, but till it's fine chopped. So there's little pieces of fruit throughout it. But you do you. If you want big chunks, then that's fine. I also cut back on my sugar to 5.5 cups instead of 7. And that works fine for me, but I have told other people about that.
Hey, Mom, I think that again. Oh, no, you're good. Go ahead.
Now I moaned in the
It's okay, John. Go ahead now.
Anyway, I've told other people that I cut back on the sugar, and when they made their jelly, they said it didn't turn out. So that is my forewarning on it. The other thing that I like to do whenever I'm making jelly is I use an Echo or a Google to time it for me when it starts boiling. It's much easier than trying to look at a watch or a clock. And that would be kind of the main things that I do different. Also, if I'm making a blend of fruit and juice in a jelly, I'll do, like if I'm making a triple berry, I'll do 2 cups of chopped blueberries, 2 cups of chopped strawberries, and a cup of the juice, which is usually like a black raspberry juice. And then that seems to make a fine jelly in that combination with the 5 cups. And I think that that's all I can think of about jelly making. And then once we get the jelly to the right point, I'll show you. Oh, when you start it, you put just a pat of butter in it, and that'll keep the foam down. And so then the process after that is once that you put that in the pectin in, once that comes to a good boil, then you put the sugar in. Once that comes to a good boil, you time it for 1 minute. Once your 1 minute's up, you just turn off the stove and you start canning it. And even if it doesn't look like it's quite thick enough or whatever, that's just what I do, because otherwise if I cook it longer, I wind up with hard rubbery jelly. And that's not good, no. So I think that that's it now. Anyway, and if you have any questions, you can look at the directions on the Sure Gel. Okay, now we've got our pectin in here and it's come to a boil, and you see how it still bubbles even though I'm stirring it? Then you're ready to add your sugar, and the sugar gets added all at once and then just gets stirred in. And then you're going to continue to stir it until you get that big bubble again with the sugar in it. All right, we've gotten to the point where we need to start timing it. So Google, hey Google, start timing 1 minute. Hey Google, time 1 minute.
Second timer for 1 minute, and we're starting now.
To keep this from boiling out of your pot. If you don't stir it, it's just not going to be good. But also, it's going to boil right out of the top of the pot. But this is a good rolling boil. And I wish I had some music to play, but I don't. And you see how we're getting some foam on it? That'll die down some when you turn the burner off, but if you got a lot of it, you'll just have to take a cold metal spoon and try and skim some of that off before you pour it in the jars. Otherwise, you'll have all the foam in the jars. And that's
hey Google, stop timer.
That's our timer, so we're going to turn off our jam. And now it's time to start canning it. So you'll need whatever these are called. And you're just going to put it in the jar until it's pretty full. And then I need a cloth. You always want to make sure that you clean off the top of your jar so that there's no residue on there. Can you see?
You're right.
Oh wait, it's okay. So you want to clean off the top of the jar so there's no residue. And then you're gonna put, and I always use a damp cloth to hold on to the, otherwise you're gonna get burnt. And then I do not do the hot water bath like the instructions say. I just do this, and then probably after about 5 minutes I'll turn it over, and they still seal for me, but if you want to do the hot bath, you're welcome to do that. And that's all I have to say.